The ocean hides many secrets, and among its most fascinating is the oyster. Deep beneath the waves, oysters quietly create something extraordinary: pearls. Unlike diamonds or rubies, pearls are not mined from the earth. They are born in the sea, crafted by living creatures. The process is a natural miracle. An oyster transforms a simple irritant into a beautiful gem. This isn't magic, but biology. Oysters and their relatives, like clams and mussels, build their shells and pearls from minerals in the water. Pearls have fascinated people for centuries, symbolizing nature's creativity and resilience. The creation of a pearl is a defense, a response to an intruder like a parasite or debris. The oyster's reaction is to protect itself, slowly building layers around the irritant. The story of the pearl is one of resilience, turning adversity into beauty, deep beneath the sea. At the heart of a pearl's creation is a substance that is both extraordinarily common and profoundly vital: calcium carbonate. This is the same compound that forms the chalky cliffs of Dover, the intricate skeletons of coral reefs, and the humble shells of snails. The ocean is saturated with its ingredients. Calcium, weathered from the rocks of the continents, flows continuously into the sea. At the same time, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere dissolves into the water, forming carbonate. Marine life has evolved to harness these abundant resources, using calcium carbonate as the primary building block for its protective structures. The oyster is a master of this craft, filtering these elements from the seawater to build its rugged, stony home. The architect of this construction is a remarkable organ called the mantle. The mantle is a thin, fleshy layer of tissue that lines the interior of the oyster's shell. It is the living factory responsible for shell secretion and, by extension, pearl formation. This soft, delicate organ works tirelessly, secreting proteins that form a kind of organic scaffolding. Onto this protein framework, the mantle meticulously deposits the calcium carbonate it has extracted from the water. It arranges the mineral crystals with incredible precision, layer upon layer, slowly expanding the shell as the oyster grows. This process is a constant, rhythmic cycle of life, a slow and steady construction project that provides the oyster with its only defense against the pressures and predators of the deep. This process allows for incredible control. The oyster doesn't just dump the minerals haphazardly, it directs their placement at a molecular level. Using specialized proteins, it can determine which crystalline form of calcium carbonate to use. There are two primary forms, calcite and aragonite. Calcite is the more stable and durable of the two, making it ideal for the tough outer layer of the shell, the part that faces the harsh external environment. It creates a robust barrier, a shield built to withstand the forces of the ocean. This selective use of material showcases a level of biological sophistication that is truly awe-inspiring, a microscopic engineering feat performed by one of the sea's quietest residents. For the interior of its shell, the oyster often chooses aragonite. While chemically identical to calcite, aragonite has a different crystal structure that makes it better suited for the internal environment. This inner layer, smooth and often iridescent, must be carefully maintained to protect the oyster's soft body. The mantle's ability to switch between producing calcite for toughness and aragonite for the delicate interior is a key to its survival. It is this inner layer, this mother of pearl, that holds the secret to the pearl itself. The same material used to line its home becomes the substance used to neutralize a threat, turning the oyster's living space into a potential cradle for a gem. The beautiful, shimmering inner layer of an oyster shell is known as nacre, or mother of pearl. This is the very same substance that forms a pearl. Nacre is a composite material, an exquisite blend of the mineral aragonite and organic proteins. The mantle deposits the aragonite not as a solid block, but as microscopic, hexagonal-shaped platelets. These tiny mineral bricks are arranged in tightly packed parallel layers. Between each layer of aragonite, the mantle secretes a thin film of elastic biopolymers, a kind of organic mortar that binds the mineral bricks together. This intricate brick-and-mortar structure is the key to both nacre's surprising strength and its captivating beauty. The iridescence of nacre, that mesmerizing play of shifting rainbow-like colors, is a wonder of natural physics. It arises directly from its layered structure. The thickness of the aragonite platelets is incredibly fine, often measuring close to the wavelength of visible light. When light strikes the surface of the nacre, some of it reflects off the top layer. The rest of the light penetrates deeper, reflecting off the lower layers. As these light waves travel back to the viewer's eye, they interfere with one another. This interference cancels out some colors and amplifies others, creating the shimmering, ethereal glow that seems to change with every shift in viewing angle. It is not a pigment but a structural color, an illusion created by light and form. Beyond its visual appeal, nacre is one of the strongest and most resilient biomaterials known. Its layered composition is remarkably effective at dissipating energy. If a crack tries to form, its path is deflected and blunted by the alternating layers of hard mineral and soft protein. The crack must navigate a complex, meandering maze, which prevents it from spreading and causing a catastrophic failure. This makes nacre incredibly tough for its weight, far stronger than the pure calcium carbonate mineral from which it is made. This strength is essential, as it provides a durable and protective lining for the oyster's soft, vulnerable body, a smooth and sturdy armor against the outside world. This combination of strength and beauty makes nacre the perfect material for the oyster's needs. It is strong enough to serve as a protective inner shield, yet smooth enough that it will not damage the delicate tissues of the mantle that are in constant contact with it. The creation of nacre is a slow, methodical process, a testament to the oyster's ability to build with patience and precision. It is this same material, this same process, and this same biological imperative to protect that is mobilized when an intruder threatens the peace within the shell, setting the stage for the creation of a pearl. The prevailing theory behind a pearl's existence is that it is a highly sophisticated defense mechanism. Life inside an oyster shell is a carefully controlled environment. The smooth nacre lining is essential for the health of the mollusk's soft body. If this tranquility is breached, if a foreign object like a parasite, a stray piece of shell, or some other irritant becomes lodged between the mantle and the shell, it poses a significant threat. The sharp or abrasive object can damage the delicate mantle tissue. Unable to expel the intruder, the oyster must find a way to neutralize it. It does so by encasing the object in the one substance it knows will not harm it: smooth, gentle nacre. The process begins when the irritated mantle tissue starts to grow around the foreign body. It slowly envelops the intruder, forming a small pocket known as a pearl sac. This sac is composed of the same epithelial cells that are responsible for secreting nacre on the inside of the shell. Once the irritant is fully enclosed, these cells begin their work. They start to secrete concentric layers of nacre around the object, just as they would when building the shell. The first layer coats the intruder, smoothing its rough edges and rendering it harmless. Then, layer after microscopic layer of aragonite and protein is added over time. This is a slow and deliberate act of self-preservation. Each layer is infinitesimally thin, and it can take many years for a pearl of significant size to form. The oyster continues this process for as long as the threat remains, adding layer upon layer in a patient, rhythmic cycle. The shape of the final pearl is often determined by the shape of the original irritant and its location within the oyster. A perfectly round pearl is the result of the irritant being suspended within the mantle tissue, allowing layers of nacre to be deposited evenly on all sides. More irregularly shaped pearls, known as baroque pearls, form when the irritant is attached to the shell wall. Ultimately, the pearl is a healed wound. It is a scar transformed into a thing of beauty, a monument to the oyster's quiet resilience. What began as a threat, a source of persistent irritation, is slowly and methodically transformed into a smooth, lustrous sphere that no longer poses any danger. The resulting gem, prized by humans for its otherworldly glow, is simply the byproduct of an oyster protecting itself. It is a perfect illustration of how, in nature, survival and beauty are often deeply intertwined. The humble oyster, in its silent, watery world, turns its struggle into a shimmering testament to life's ability to create order and elegance out of chaos.